So today I'm here with a bit of an energetic concept that I trust will be helpful and open something in your mind. And where this stems from is that a while ago, I realized that every choice you make is the right one because every choice you make is the same energetic cost. You can't escape the energetic cost of anything. And yeah, if you imagine, uh, obviously, I'm speaking this from a privileged point of being here, right? Just like let's not go too far of your mind. But if you decide to wash your dishes with your hands manually every day, you probably use more water, you use more time, whatever. But like you feel like you didn't buy the dishwasher, right? But then the energetic cost of doing that is probably the same as actually buying the dishwasher and then buying, the dishwasher stuff and sometimes cleaning it, sometimes repairing it is the same thing ultimately. It's just where will you pour that energy? What's more important to you? It's it works on so many levels. But where I want to go with this is sometimes people feel like they're so unlucky and things just keep going wrong for them and just the universe will just not cooperate and whatever. Like, that's just because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't want to know it because it's easier to, I mean, it's not easier, but you think it's easier not to do it. Why is it actually not easier to not, like, it's not easier to fulfill your destiny? Because that energy will still show up somewhere. The reason why many of, like, healers or spiritually talented people who don't use their powers get sick or get into shitty relationships or whatever is exactly that. Like, you're not using your power, so it's bleeding out. Like, imagine like this clear dish, and let's imagine this bluish liquid. Oh, like, like in these pad commercials from the early 2000s, right? Because blood, ew. So yeah, let's imagine that's blue liquid, right? Um, it's there and it needs to go somewhere, right? It needs to go somewhere. So if you don't put it where it needs to go, if you don't let it outside of that dish, and pour it towards the direction that however fucking terrifying it is, and I know it's terrifying because I'm here talking to you, and that's terrifying. If you don't do that, it will spill all over. It will spill over. It will ruin the dish. It will ruin everything around it. It will make holes. It turns out it's acidic and it will burn something down. I don't know. It's not gonna go good, right? You're not unlucky. You're in denial. That's the problem. Why am I saying this? I went through this. I'm not here to tell you how to live. I'm here to tell you I lived that. So I know what I'm saying, at least in my case, and I think it will work in some other cases. And if you're here, there's probably some amazing force that brought you here. So there is something for you, right? Yeah. Let's explain this. I have a little chart here, but I'm not going to show it to you because I write like I'm a rat, a left-handed rat. So rats are smarter than this. Yeah, so there's something where, yeah, this whole energy sits in your heart, right? You know it, you feel it. Sometimes you want to like shut it down with cigarettes or alcohol or crazy people in your life, partying, overeating. You just like, it's burning here. There's some energy that wants to get out, but you're just like, no, I don't want to feel it. If it's sitting here and you're not pouring it into where it needs to be poured, and I'm not saying it's your fault, because yeah, in an ideal way, we would have had teachers and initiations that would have helped us, but we don't have it. You have me, so yeah. It sits in your heart, right? You don't let it, you don't put the energy, you don't give it direction. It starts spilling into your body and into your mind. Anxiety, depression, eczema, acne, whatever. I'm not saying I don't believe medicine. I'm saying the medicine doesn't understand everything yet. And there's a lot of problems that people deal with because they're not using their own power, and the power is taking them over like venom. Like, actually, you know, from Spider-Man, the guy, like, the whole thing, the sludge would take over and he goes, that's it. You're not unlucky. You just, like, your power is taking over you because it's like, well, he doesn't know what he's doing. She doesn't know what she's doing. So let me try. And it seems like they're not using the vessel, this body, correctly. So I might as well just try to do it myself. The energy doesn't need to, like, the energy itself is not smart. It needs the vessel. It needs to, you know, like, you need to pull the strings in the vessel. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything. That's the blessing and the curse. You seem to have a choice, but you don't. I'll give you an example. Oh yeah, also the dopamine searching behaviors. That's where that comes from. I know I mentioned the, you know, the addictions and stuff, but that's dopamine searching behaviors. Because imagine how regulated your dopamine could be if you just lived in your purpose and aligned. Imagine how exciting it is to do what you actually want to do instead of being around people who don't know what they want to, like, what they're doing, and wasting their purpose as well. Like, yeah, it's fun, but like once in a while, right? Anyway, example. Let's say you're meant to be the greatest rapper of all times. Let's say you have the experiences that would blow people's minds. You have the way to express them. You are extremely well educated, very well spoken. You and music are like this, like lovers. So obviously, you're gonna have your obstacles, right? Like, it's a hero's journey, right? Like, there will be some things in your way. And you decide they're too big. And you know what? It wasn't that deep anyway. I'll just let it go. First of all, you start seeing other people doing what you were supposed to do, and you're like, huh? That was my idea. That was my line. That was my music. Why are they doing this? I wanted to write that book. I wanted to say that. That was my thing. Well, the energy is getting frustrated with you. It's like, well, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna go somewhere else. But the obstacles, right? You know what the obstacles do? They don't go away. So you decide that instead of being the greatest rapper of all times, you're going to be a cook. And you know what happens? Exactly the same shit. Like, these obstacles, they move to that timeline, but they were way worse because you're not naturally inclined to be that chef. So yes, you're going to chop your fingers. Yes, you're going to be burnt all the time. Yes, you're annoyed. Yes, the people you're with are terrible. The music that's playing is horrifying. My sweatshirt is wet. Yeah. Like, you decided these were too big and they're just gonna go somewhere else. You still have to go through them. Yeah, the venom will show up either way. So you might as well get your shit together. And I'm not saying that's an easy thing, because I think I went through 5 ego deaths before this year alone, and it's 10th of April. I went through sort of an ego death, 5 times this year before I was like, okay, well, fine, I will get on the camera. And I will do it poorly, but at least I will. So that doesn't keep happening in my, in my everyday life. So my sort of, not advice, but my conclusion from that is, try to be terrible at something. Stop thinking about the big picture, like who you're supposed to be. just one step. Okay, one step. Oh, and there's a third thing. Take the easiest step. Like when you think about it, what would be like, yeah, oh, I would like to have this YouTube channel, and that means, oh, I have to do like the graphics and stuff. I need to think of a really good name. Blah, 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 duh, 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 duh. Well, if I'm doing that, I should already like record a lot of things. I should learn editing. I should be a master editor. I should make it really exciting. I should also get into shorts. What about live streams? What about this? What about, I should probably do something about my house, because like, I don't know if this is a really good set to record stuff and you see what I mean? Probably the first step would be, you know, just sit down in front of the camera and say a story that just happened. I felt like that really unlocked something in me, that I found this courage. And I hope you found this courage too, because it's not that deep. You're not supposed to think about where this will take me. And no, this energy just wants to be expressed. That's all it's asking. This is the curse of the society we're in, where everything has to be this big picture and has to have a plan and has to like, oh, it has to blow up, it has to be viral, I have to be the best at this. No, just do it. Just do it, because it will consume you and it will screw with your life, and these obstacles will show up everywhere else. So you might as well sit down and get to work. And I'm just, honestly, I feel like I'm talking to myself from a few months ago, so I hope I hear it. All right. By the way, I just realized I need to record a second part of it. Oh, look, there's my back there. So be sure to watch it, because I'll record it straight away and I'll probably upload it the next day or something. Yeah. Time for my opinion.